Welcome to this deep dive explainer. Today we're looking at the world through a completely new lens. Close your eyes for a second and imagine a scene in stunning, ultra-high definition. We're talking a radiant northern landscape, mountains crowned with pure light, a quiet, glowing holiness resting down in a valley, and a shimmering golden city just radiating absolute joy. What if I told you that this isn't just poetic imagery? It's actually a highly sophisticated technical schematic. Today, we're decoding the architecture of joy by exploring the cosmic rendering engine hidden deep within ancient mystical texts. Let's get into it. All right, we're starting with our foundational text from the Zohar, quoting Psalm 48, verse 3. It reads, Yefe nof masos kol haaretz, beautiful landscape, joy of the whole earth, Mount Zion, the sides of the north. Now, on the surface, sure, it's a beautiful song of praise, but if you look beneath the text, it's a blueprint. Yefe Nof represents absolute divine symmetry, and Masos Kol Haaretz represents universal joy. This verse is mapping out a high-bandwidth cosmic network, detailing exactly how abstract divine energy is processed, filtered, and ultimately rendered into our world as visible beauty. So here's our system schematic for today's journey. 1. The cosmic rendering engine. 2. Tiferet, the hidden source data. 3. Joseph, our central energy tower. 4. The northern sanctuary concealed. 5. Jerusalem, the world display. And finally 6. Integrating the divine flow. Okay, part 1. The cosmic rendering engine, bridging ancient mysticism and modern architecture. In ancient Sephirotic terminology, the word Yesod means foundation. But in our framework today, I want you to think of Yesod as the central graphics engine. It's the crucial processing unit. It takes all that abstract hidden divine data from the upper realms, and it literally translates it, rendering it into the visible, physical reality that we experience every day. It's this incredible top-down flow of raw data becoming immersive reality. Because think about it, without the engine, all that data just remains entirely invisible. To really wrap our heads around this, let's compare two models. In a video game version, you're talking about a radiant map or a city that gets suddenly unlocked and powered up the second you activate a glowing central energy tower, right? Boom, joy and beauty flood all the regions. But if we switch to a cosmic engineering version, what we're actually describing is a rendering pipeline, an infrastructure that converts abstract code into an immersive, synchronized visual output across an entire global system. It's amazing because both versions are describing the exact same ancient secret. Moving on to Section 2, Tiferet, hidden source data and the origin of pure light. So, the number 6 represents the Sephirot of Tiferet. Tiferet translates to beauty, and it acts as the master source data. It contains exactly 6 unique Sephirotic harmonies. Think of Tiferet like a beam of pure, blinding white light. Within that white light, literally all the hidden color frequencies of the universe are contained, just sitting there, waiting to be unpacked and rendered by the system below it. Which brings us to this really powerful concept from the Book of Gerushin, Mitzion Michlal Yofi, from Zion, the perfection of beauty. The text explains that Tiferet is the perfection of beauty precisely because it contains all those hidden harmonies. It's the raw, unblemished source code of absolute perfection, just hovering above our graphics engine, waiting to be pulled down into visibility. Section 3. Joseph, the central energy tower, or Yesod in action. Now, according to the deep texts of Sha'ar HaPesukim, there are exactly 370 supernal lights, and they're referred to as Shin Ayin Nohorin. These are raw, massive data streams of pure light, and they funnel straight down from the higher realms directly into Yosef, into Yesod. Because he can safely channel this massive influx of light, Yosef is described as Yefe Tor, beautiful of form. He literally has the immense bandwidth required to handle this cosmic stream. So, you might be wondering, how exactly does a 370 light graphics engine equal universal peace? Well, let's look at the sacred math here. You have those 370 supernal lights funneling down. They enter into the one central channel of Yesod. Now that channel is represented by the Hebrew letter Vav, which has a numerical value of 6. So 370 plus 6 equals 376. And guess what? 376 is the exact numerical value of the Hebrew word shalom, peace. It's incredible. Universal peace is quite literally achieved when the cosmic data flows flawlessly through the central engine. Just imagine this cinematic visual for a second. Joseph standing there as a luminous pillar connecting heaven and earth. As the one central channel, he pulls in that pure white light from Tiferet. Within him, he refracts that light into spectacular multicolored beauty. And finally, he distributes that processed light, which we actually experience as joy, outward into the world. He's functioning exactly like a high-bandwidth media stream blanketing the land.
All right, Section 4. The Northern Sanctuary, Concealed, Transforming Javura.
Remember our opening verse? It mentioned Yarkatate Zaphon, the sides of the north. Now, in this cosmic schematic, the north isn't a geographical compass direction. No, here the north is a concealed channel. It's the region of Gevurah, which is raw, intense, rigorous power. If Joseph is the engine, the north is the cooling system. This pipeline safely processes that potentially overwhelming intensity. It transforms the raw power into structured, radiant, and most importantly, safe beauty right before it hits the display. Section 5. Jerusalem, the world display and the final output. Malchut is the final, 10th Sephirot expression. It manifests in our physical world as Zion crowned with light, Shiloh acting as a resting point glowing in quiet holiness, and finally Jerusalem shimmering with golden joy. With music, wind, and this undeniable sacred resonance filling the air, Jerusalem is the ultimate massive world display. It's where the hidden cosmic data finally becomes a visible, immersive reality. Let's pull this entire system together. The source is Tiferet, acting as our hidden data, which results in pure white light. The engine is Yesod, personified by Joseph, acting as the energy tower, resulting in refracted colors. And the display is Malchut, personified by Jerusalem, acting as our 4K monitor, resulting in universal joy. So the ancient 10 Sephirot literally mapped out an exhaustive rendering system centuries before we even had the technology to name it. How cool is that? Bringing us to Section 6, integrating the divine flow and activating the joy. There is an absolutely incredible quote from the Midrash Hanielim that says, "No one ever entered Jerusalem and remained sad." Now, this isn't just a sweet emotional statement, it's a technical one based on everything we've just learned. When you enter the final output zone, Jerusalem, you are walking directly into a high-bandwidth stream of pure rendered joy. The architecture of the space is literally built from refracted cosmic light. It ensures that anyone engaging with its output is instantly cured of sadness. To lock this all in, let's follow the divine light one last time. Step 1. It originates in Tiferet as pure, hidden white light. Step 2. It funnels safely through the rigorous concealed north to structure its power. Step 3. It finds a quiet resting point at Shiloh. Step 4. It hits the central processing engine of Joseph, Yesod, where it gets refracted. And step 5, it finally outputs and manifests as golden universal joy in the world display of Jerusalem. Which leaves us with a pretty provocative thought. Are you plugged into the high bandwidth frequency of Yefanof? How will you take the hidden abstract potential inside of you, process it with structure and discipline, and translate it into visible, radiant joy for the world around you? Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.